Hi guys, my name's Colin. This is Colin Talks Crypto. A common response I saw to my last video about how high will Bitcoin fees go during the next bull run was that if Bitcoin reaches $100,000, then I don't care about paying a $500 fee per transaction. And I'm going to show you why that statement is a very selfish and very short-sighted view. So here's the video that I made. It was called Upcoming Bull Run, Altcoins Will Boom as BTC Fees Skyrocket. And this was basically a demonstration video showing why the fees have risen on Bitcoin due to the 1 megabyte block size limit being maintained, and why that alternate choices may benefit from the pushed off economic activity that Bitcoin throws away during the next Bitcoin bull run. Now, I saw a recurring comment. Every once in a while, someone would say, I don't care, I'll pay $500 fees if Bitcoin hits $100,000. And I understand that you can afford that fee, but the point is that you're thinking only about yourself when you say that. And that's extremely selfish. And here's why. Because the higher fees go, the more of the world is shut off from the ability to avail themselves of the freedom of money. So just because you can afford it doesn't mean that the rest of the world can. Bitcoin is about helping the world. Bitcoin, first of all, was developed by Satoshi to free the average person from the abuses of money, as we saw in the housing crisis of 2008. And that was for the lower and middle class who got screwed over by bailouts to banks who were abusing and manipulating the housing market. And so who paid for that? We did, the average person. And so here comes Bitcoin, a direct response to that problem. And it's been doing well over the past 10 years. Like we saw $20,000, and I fully expect we will see $100,000 and perhaps even $1 million someday in the next decade. So then why is it selfish and greedy to say that if you pay a $500 fee, you're not even worried about it? Because not everyone is as fortunate as you are to hold a single Bitcoin or to hold a dozen Bitcoin. There are people in the world that live on dollars per day. There are people in the world that live on less than $1 per day. So when you say that, you're not thinking about the rest of mankind. Bitcoin was created for mankind. It was not created for you, the rich suburban kid who has a 12 Bitcoin in his wallet. It's created for you and for everyone else. So just because you can pay a $500 fee doesn't mean that that is a humanitarian statement. In fact, I think that that should be a very socially ostracizing statement to make. To say that a $500 fee is great or the higher the fees, the better. Those statements are asinine at best. The person who lives on $2 a day or $5 a day is not going to be able to afford a $500 fee or even a $100 fee or a $50 fee. So please be considerate of your fellow mankind. Just because you live in a first world country does not mean that the rest of the population of planet Earth lives in a first world country. In fact, the vast majority does not live in a first world country, and the vast majority lives on a lot less than you might live on per day, because high fees isn't accessible to anyone who isn't already doing financially okay. And as a follow-up poll to my last video, I asked, during the next bull run peak, what do you think Bitcoin's average transaction fees will be? As you remember, we saw a $55 transaction fee in December of 2017 at the last bull run peak. And the response, we had 439 votes, and the response seems to be equal between $3 and $50 fee per transaction and people thinking there'll be $51 to $200 fees per transaction. So if we take the average of these results, it looks like people think that there will be about $100, maybe slightly over $100 per transaction. So let's see what happens next bull run, but I almost could guarantee you that we are going to see more than the last $55 transaction in 2017 as a exponential number of new users onboard themselves into the crypto ecosystem. To those people who justify high fees, think a little outside yourself and stop being so selfish. Have a great day.